Hey guys, Britney here. Today I want to talk about something that so many have actually written to me about, which is brain fog. If you've ever tried to explain something and mid-sentence you completely forgot what you were saying, or you felt like you were actually living in a dream, then, foggy, disconnected, almost unreal, then that's what brain fog is. And I want you to know that you're not alone. So I lived with this for years, and it was actually, at one point, I could barely string a sentence together. And I remember actually, just sitting on the couch with this invisible wall. It just felt like I had this invisible wall between me and the world. My body was awake, but my mind felt completely shut down. It was actually terrifying, but here's the good news. Today, I no longer deal with brain fog. My thoughts are clear, and I can focus, and I've seen that same transformation in my clients. So in this video, I want to share what brain fog really is, why it happens, and most importantly, some steps that you can take to start moving out of it. So, brain fog is actually this feeling of heaviness. It's not really forgetfulness, but it's like being stuck in a never-ending daydream. You're there, but not really there. And it can actually look like, it can show up in ways of like trouble concentrating or following conversations, forgetting simple words or, tasks, short-term memory lapses, that heavy clouded feeling in your head, or even derealization where the world feels like it's a dream or unreal, like you're living behind glass. Now for me, brain fog was actually one of my very first symptoms, and that hit even before the fatigue hit. I would wake up and physically be out of bed, but mentally felt like my brain hadn't woke up yet. I'd go to class, I'd try to have a conversation, and it was like my brain just completely checked out. And that's one of the scariest parts. It actually makes you question if you're actually losing your mind. But, you're not. What it is it's your nervous system actually in survival mode. So you may be wondering why this happens. Now, here's what I've learned. Brain fog isn't just random. It's actually a sign of a hypersensitive nervous system. So I want you to think of your stress capacity like 3 buckets. You got mental, physical, and emotional. And when those buckets overflow, your nervous system actually pulls the emergency brake. And most people I work with are overthinkers, overachievers, people who have pushed themselves mentally and physically for years. And when that brain hits capacity, it shuts down higher level thinking, and it goes from overthinking to not being able to think at all. And that's why you can't just push through this or just willpower your way through brain fog. And it's not laziness. It's actually your brain basically protecting you from overload. So I'm going to give you an example. There were times when I was working full-time, I was always on the go, I was going to school, working out, and I was just surviving off of energy drinks and very little sleep. My brain was constantly on overdrive. And then one day it was like a switch flipped. I'd wake up after 4 or 5 hours of restless sleep, and I'd walk to the bathroom feeling like I was on a boat. My vision was super fuzzy, and it was like I was living in another dimension. And that was actually brain fog. It was actually my nervous system saying, enough. You've maxed out your capacity, and now if you felt like this, I want you to hear me, you're not broken. Your nervous system is actually overprotecting you, and it means it can also learn to let go of protection once it feels safe. So the solution to brain fog is safety. And you have to start with small steps. So you're probably wondering how to clear the brain fog, and you just have to take it very slow. You can't just chase the symptoms with supplements, stimulants, and coffee. Now that might give you short bursts and temporary relief, but it's not going to address the root. So the real solution is calming down the entire nervous system and rewiring the brain. And that looks like shifting your body out of fight, flight, freeze mode into rest and repair. And you have to create safety in your body with breath work. You can do gentle movement. You can go on like a short 5-minute walk. And it can show the body over time that it's okay to be safe, and that, it doesn't have to keep your brain stuck in this overprotection mode. So when I focused on the nervous system regulation and not just the brain fog itself, everything started to change. My memory sharpened. I could carry on conversations again, and the derealization even lifted. So I just want to give you guys some hope. I've seen that same transformation in many of my clients. I had one lady who, she had such horrible brain fog. She had, a real hard time following conversation with her husband because the brain fog was so thick. And after just a couple of months of rewiring her brain and working on her nervous system regulation, she was able to think clearly, go back to work, attend meetings again and feel sharp. So another client I had, she started small. She started just walking 10 minutes a day out in nature. And over time, those tiny movements actually began retraining your nervous system and the brain fog lift alongside with the fatigue. So we really want to address the root cause here. And with Brain Rewiring 360, that's exactly why I created the program. It's a step-by-step, Christ-centered, and science-backed path that teaches you how to calm down your nervous system and rewire your brain and bring back clarity. So whether you're dealing with symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, sensitivities, or even, derealization, it all comes back to one thing. It's a nervous system that is stuck in survival mode. And the good news is your brain can rewire. So I'm going to put the link in the description and you can check that out if you'd like to learn more. So I just want to give you guys some hope. And if you're struggling with brain fog, please know that it's not forever. It can clear, and you just have to start small and focus on calming down your nervous system, creating safety, and adding in tiny steps of movement. And over time, your brain will wake back up and you'll have clarity again, and you'll be able to focus and think and, live a vibrant, clear life again, so you don't have to worry about, living in this deep fog. So I just want to give you guys hope, and I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment and let me know what's the hardest part of brain fog for you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, subscribe it for more tools, and share it with somebody who needs hope today. And God bless you.